What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Fight Like Hell podcast, episode 45. We're coming to you in the new year of January. New Year is actually 2022, but the date is January 4th. I fucked that up. I have this whole little segment where I usually say the date and I say, in case you're listening to us in the year 2047 or something like that. So today is January 4th. 2022. This is our first podcast of the new year, and we're pretty stoked. I have Austin, my heterosexual life mate, and sometimes he's very homosexual too. But
sometimes it depends on the day.
More importantly, we have the better Spencer. We have Spencer from Invicta Coffee. How are you, Spencer?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on here. I'm excited about this. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, we have the non-Californian version.
Yeah,
nothing but good things to say about the old Spencer Kirksey there, but a lot of really bad things to say about his homeland.
Oh yeah,
which he does too. So it's fair.
He'll agree with you. He'll agree with you on that statement right there. He's constantly bashing on his state and their policies.
I know he's holding the fort down over there. Freaking love that dude.
Yeah, no, he's incredible. As a matter of fact, we were just talking about in our little green room that we were talking about the episodes that you were on Potty Mouth, and we were talking about how we brought you up, and then he was about ready to go into great details about you, and then what happened on our podcast? He got
cut off. You're talking about when he was on your podcast?
Yeah,
I know.
Exactly.
It's funny. I was listening to the whole thing. I was in the car, and he started going. I was like, oh, praising me, saying all these good things about me. And I'm like, oh, what a nice guy. I love that guy. And then all of a sudden, you guys had some kind of technical difficulty and just got cut off, and you came back and started talking about something else. I was like, oh, I'll just go fuck myself then.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and just to be clear, that was on Spencer Kirksey's side. That was not on the Fight Like Hell side.
Yeah, it was all his fault.
Standard.
Even though he's supposedly a podcaster of 2 years now, going to the second year. Yeah, he's fucking it up on our episode. But we love Spencer. All funny. 3 of us care about that dude a lot. But more importantly, let's get into a little bit about you. That way our guests have a general idea of who you are and what this episode is going to be about. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is also Spencer. Spencer Rowett, living out here in Arizona. I'm not an Arizona native, though. I'm from New England originally. Army veteran. I was in the infantry for a few years. Got out, came out here to Arizona. I have a coffee company now, Invicta Coffee Company. And we're going to talk about that today. Other than that, I'm not a very interesting dude.
I mean that's what all of our guests say. All of our guests say they're not interesting, and then we actually get their story and they're interesting. So
yeah, we'll get interesting out of you. I wouldn't talk to you on the side as much as I do if I didn't find you and or your company interesting. So
well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Hey, Austin, while I'm thinking about, can we add to the bottom of our YouTube channel there his at Invicta Coffee? That way he has his little at, and then shout out your actual Instagram handle. Is it just at Invicta Coffee, or
it's funny because when I was on Spencer Kirksey's podcast, I had to think about this because it's different on Facebook than on Instagram. So on Instagram it's Invicta Coffee Co, and on Facebook I believe it's just Invicta Coffee. I'm not active on Facebook at all. I just whatever I post on Instagram automatically goes to Facebook. But I had to think about it because I couldn't remember which was which. So
yeah, all 3 of our companies, the way I guess we run them is everything that I post for Saber 6 goes from Instagram to my Facebook, and then I'll get a couple of likes or comments from family members and friends. This is so weird. I'm like, someone just liked the Saber 6 post. I'm like, did I post something on Saber 6? What the fuck is this?
I check it once a month, and I'm just I don't have a personal Facebook. I mean, I do because I had to create the page for Invicta. But yeah, I'll just check it. I check it once a month, and I'll have a few notifications, and I'm just what is this even from? Oh yeah, I forgot I even have this. I'm horrible with social media, man. It's hard. It's a tough game.
Dude,
Have you
but
done,
your
have you
game
done
is
anything
coming
on
along
TikTok
good.
at all?
No, but I heard you guys when Kirksey was on here. I heard you
Yeah,
guys
you got
talk
to.
about that for a hot minute, talking about the TikTok.
I'm telling you, man, that's where it's
I
at.
know. That's
He's
what
been
he's
saying
been
it to
telling me
me
that too.
too.
Yeah. I guess
Yeah.
video is the way to go. Well, and he brought up a good point, you know. It's like you look on Instagram now and it's all just reels and shit. Like I noticed now reels are
Video
even
is
showing up
king.
on the homepage. Yeah, it is. And dude,
Video
video
is
content
king.
is hard.
It's
So
way
hard.
harder. It's way harder than photo content by
Oh
far.
yeah, I mean, I have no idea when it comes to editing videos and stuff like that. I'm just like, that's what's so out of my wheelhouse. But that's why you just got to find people that know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's what me and Rob are going to be doing this weekend.
Yeah.
Doing
Working
video
on video
content.
editing.
Yeah, I have 7 hours of like drone footage right now from.
Did you just get that drone?
Yeah,
I got it like 2 weeks ago.
I was gonna say because I've been seeing you post it all over Instagram. I'm like, this is fucking sweet.
Yeah, he just got
It's just
that thing.
it's crazy though because like I took the advice of the great social media Spencer and decided to dive into reels like hardcore. Like I'm posting a reel at least once a day or like maybe 2 a day and then lay off for a day. Anyways,
Yeah.
my real game is like way up there. I was posting pretty shitty, crappy reels to begin with of just like me doing workouts to whatever music, not like following a template, not following the way like those big Instagram reels like crack. And then I
Right.
started doing a couple with like, formatting it to match to the music and everything. And then I started introducing drone footage as well. And it drives me fucking crazy because like I'll have something that was recorded with my iPhone and it's like 7 seconds long to 15 seconds long and it'll get like 5,000, 7,000 views, a bunch of likes. It goes pretty well, especially if ALY is in it, the little dog. And then I will have a shot that no one can replicate because A, they can't get to the location I'm at because I usually don't disclose all my locations I go to. Some of them I do. And B, I would say 90% of people aren't shooting with drones. Like they're
Fuck your
just not.
drone, dude.
That's exactly like I have video of flying in over the Grand Canyon and like not in the
Yeah, it's
national park
dope.
because that's illegal. But
Is it really?
Yeah, it
yeah,
is.
it is. It is.
No fly zone?
Yeah. Well,
All national parks are like that.
yeah, all national parks are like
Damn.
that, but there's kind of ways around it, and then also like I was doing a couple launches at work, and I was thinking like it's probably safer to do this from my office at the headquarter building than doing it from my house because I can just claim that I'm IT and I'm doing this for the park. Whereas like if I do it from my house, they're gonna be like, why the fuck is my neighbor flying a drone when there's no drones allowed on the park? Whereas like I can
Like
low-key
don't worry about it. How about that?
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm fucking working. Okay.
Yeah,
But
those videos are sick. I gotta get a drone. I'd
yeah,
crash the hell
dude.
out of it though.
No, oh dude,
They're
I
so
watched
easy
someone.
to fly.
They're so easy to fly, and I can give you all the tips and tricks on like what to buy, what not to buy. Don't buy what Austin bought because you'll end up like what I experienced this weekend. So did you see the couple where I flew it through like an arch?
Yeah, I saw that.
So I shit you not, like I was about a mile away from that arch and I was looking at it and I'm like, I could probably launch the drone from here and get my video and call it a day and come back. And I was like, no, man, that's scary to be flying that far away because I like to be within visual reference. Like I'll
Right.
spot for the drone. Like either my buddy will be watching the drone and I'll be watching the camera, or like it's a little bit of both. That things look a lot different and you can't see if you're going backwards on your screen. So I'm constantly conscientious about like where my drone is. I don't want to crash it into shit, especially when you're hundreds or maybe even thousands of feet in the air. So we're flying around. We end up hiking all the way out to Corona Arch. We get out there, we launch it, we get some fucking sick shots. My flying skills kind of suck right now because like I'll hesitate on things that I'm worried about hitting, so it makes my videos a little bit choppy. But we were joking around about like how it was smart to come out here and actually see the arch in person, because if we were flying it from far away, we'd probably crash. Not even 10 minutes later, some dude who was across the valley and didn't hike out was trying to fly the same arch and just slams into the wall. And the drone fucking falls like 300 feet. It breaks an arm off. It breaks a wing off. Like, he fucked his drone up. And it was same exact type of drone as mine too. But he was flying in like, there's a way to fly where you can have collision detection, so it won't, like, it'll stop, like it won't go all the way, like its propellers might touch something, but it's not going to like hardcore crash into a wall. And then there's this mode that's called sports mode, where collision detection is off, like it'll sense that there's things around it, but you can do like 50 miles an hour with the fucking thing, and you're just zipping all over the place. But yeah, so I can help you out with that. Yeah, full send, because my one will track you, like, so you can get in you could go out to like the shooting range or whatever, because I know you got to range a lot, and they can follow you as you're like moving in on your targets, or if you're doing driving, hiking around, it can actually like spotlight a person, an animal, or a vehicle and follow up to like 50 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's badass. There's a DJI. I think that's the brand, right? DJI.
Yeah.
They have a retail store here in Scottsdale, or it's just like a repair shop, one or the other, or both. I don't know. And I always drive by it. I'm like, I should go in there, but I'm like, I'll probably end up buying something, so I probably should.
Right.
We'll get you a couple sales on this episode, and then you can go turn that into drone money, and then you can do flying about your coffee stuff. So
you have to attach
coffee with the drone,
right?
Oh my God, there you go. Speaking of outdoor stuff though, why don't we get into weekend adventures and talk about like what everyone did over the weekend? Austin, how was your weekend and what did you do?
I mean, I didn't do much. I had family in town, so I just hung out with them.
Okay, that's good. Actually, no, you have something small in your house.
I do. She's over there sleeping. She's passed the fuck out.
You should pick her up and bring her over to the camera, because she's really
she might
cute.
wake up, but
is it a human?
It's not a human.
I was like, that's a
bold
move.
Austin hasn't created humans yet. Thank God.
Oh, she's pissed.
Oh, look at
little
that
corgi. Oh, she's like, what the fuck is this?
She's like, I was sleeping, and you just
and now
disturbed
you got a
me.
ring light on my face.
That's
so
awesome.
Yeah,
okay,
Austin's doing a little bit of puppy sitting now, and that was pretty much it for your weekend, Austin.
Yeah.
What about you, Spencer? What did you get into over the weekend?
Not a whole lot. I was like, oh man, as soon as the new year comes, I had like all these plans, because I didn't go to the gym or do anything productive for like the entire month of December.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, as soon as January 1st comes, I'm going balls to the freaking wall. And I literally didn't do anything all weekend. Actually, that's a lie. I did go out to the desert and go shooting a little bit with my mom and her boyfriend.
You posted some pics. When Austin gets back from talking to his dog or his wife, I'm gonna have him pull up your Instagram account.
I can't do that.
Yeah, pull up his Instagram, please. I made the comment in our little green room too that you're shooting the other day, and I mean, yes. you're constantly out at the range.
Did I post something about it? I don't even remember posting anything about it.
You posted something within the last 3 days, because I usually on both of my accounts see your stuff whenever you post. Yeah, whatever that last post is.
This one.
Oh, that's not me.
Oh.
He's not cool enough to look like that.
No, that's okay. I don't know if you follow that guy or not. The Alpha Country.
Hmm.
He's actually an active duty. He's active duty Green Beret right now, and we got something in the works, him and I together. So I've been posting some of his stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, post that. Bring up that middle picture.
No one cares. No one cares about that guy. No one cares about that guy.
Zoom in on that picture, because I want to show you where the drone hit. So, all right, to the left of Allie.
Right
in there. Yeah, like
So he was on the
like,
other side. Like if you kept going forward, he was all the way over there.
no, he was if you go past that beautiful shirt, which is one of my favorite shirts. I almost wore that Invicta shirt tonight, but it's in the
It's a great
dryer right
shirt.
now. It's a great shirt. It's comfortable as fuck too. Um, so over my right shoulder, the dude was like a mile away that way, launching and trying to fly. He had the range. He was able to do it, but
Did you get his drone for him, or did you have to hike in and get it?
so it was confusing because there was one other person that was in the area that was flying too after I landed my drone. They broke out their drone because there's probably like 10 or 20 people in that area.
Just a drone party.
There was a total of 3 drones out that day. That was the most drones I've ever seen in a location too. But anyways, like the thing wrecked, and I'm like waiting for the couple that was flying theirs to come up so I can just point to it. Like I didn't want to go over and fuck with it because I didn't want them to think that like I messed it up more or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I finally just walked down to them because they're like in a little ravine where we can't see each other, and I'm like, hey, is your drone good? Like, did you guys wreck? They're like, wreck? No, we just landed ours and put it away. I'm like, no shit. Well, there was a third drone out that definitely just hit the wall over there. Like it was trying to go into the arch and it just crashed hardcore. I'm so glad it's actually not yours because I had given them advice because they were running into like safety limitations where they couldn't get it to go above 400 feet or like something like ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
Because
400 feet.
they were trying to fly this this bow tie arch that had like a skylight where you could like go up through it, which was very hard to do and terrifying at the same time. And they kept getting stopped. So I taught them how to do it. And I'm like, oh my God, I helped these people fix their drone. And now they definitely just wrecked it.
Just
But
flew
it
it
wasn't
right
theirs.
into a wall.
Yeah.
It's
No,
all
eventually,
Rowett
like probably like 20 minutes later, maybe 30, we're like packing up, getting ready to leave because we got all our photos. I made sure to get that photo for you because I freaking love that shirt and it was a good angle.
Appreciate
And I
it.
thought like
Thank
holding
you.
Allie would be cool in that picture. So we're about ready to leave and some dude walks up and it's an older gentleman. He's like, did you guys see a drone? I'm like, you mean the one that hit the
No.
wall? He's like, yeah. He's like, I got caught in some heavy winds, and I'm sitting there thinking like, I was just flying. There was no winds. Like, you just suck at flying, dude. So,
He's just trying to make an excuse.
Took it, dude. Wind totally took it.
Yeah, wind definitely took it. I was like, yeah, it's really windy, even though it was not windy at all. But anyways, yeah, his drone was pretty fucked. He's gonna have to claim it on the insurance.
Oof.
So
that's rough.
But yeah. So you went to the shooting range. Did you do anything else?
No, man, this was a really lame weekend for me. I'm going camping this coming weekend. That'll be a little bit more eventful.
Where are you going and why wasn't I invited?
Well, I'm not entirely sure where I'm going. So we were invited because we have friends that have we have a friend that her family owns a ranch down here somewhere. I've never been, but I guess they have like, it's like a working ranch. They have like 100,000 acres or something stupid like that down here in like the Superstitions, I think. I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but so they're got a group of people going out there, and so we're gonna go out there and raise some hell.
Okay, that's dope. We still
If
got
you want to drive all the way down here, you're more than welcome to come.
I just told Austin I want to chill this weekend. I'm so tired of driving. I was driving all over southern Utah and northern Arizona for the past like 4 days, all through Moab and shit. I'm just
How far is it to Prescott?
From me?
Yeah.
I think it's like 3.5, 4 hours.
That's not bad.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You would know more, Spencer.
Where are you at? The Grand Canyon?
Yeah, South Rim.
I've never even been to the Grand Canyon, so I don't know. I know the Grand Canyon's like 4 hours from me. So
you gotta go. You gotta go meet up with the Grand Canyon.
Dude, I know. I've been here for like 6 years, going on.
And you've never been to the Grand Canyon?
Never been to the Grand Canyon.
Only 2 hours, man.
Prescott's only like an hour from me. I think Prescott's about an hour from here.
Oh, I thought you were in Prescott.
No, I'm down in Phoenix.
Prescott.
Oh,
Prescott.
Prescott. It's spelled Prescott, but people.
It is 100% spelled Prescott, but if you say Prescott, people don't think you're from Arizona. So.
Yeah, which I'm not. I'll never say I'm from Arizona, but it is cool here. I do enjoy it.
I was gonna say, are you hating on the state? Because I actually love it here.
No, I really like Arizona. It's just I don't know. New England will always be like where I'm from. I don't know why I don't like New England either, but
hardcore New England Patriots fan, Boston Bruins fan, all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really into sports that much, but yeah. The rest of my family, yeah. I mean, obviously, well, now that Brady left and he went down to Florida, it's kind of like split, but yeah, like my brother's a huge football fan, so he's a big Patriots and all that stuff.
Well, I mean, a lot of people just follow Tom Brady, so.
Well, that's exactly it. Like if Brady's playing somebody else, obviously we'll vote for Brady now.
Yeah.
But still Patriots fans.
Yeah. I guess I'll just say what I did over the weekend for those who didn't follow. It was just a bunch of stuff.
You didn't crash your drone.
I did not crash my drone. Thank God. Did some photography. My buddy that I hike with out here just bought a brand new Sony A7 IV, which is like the newest SLR mirrorless camera that they just came out with, and it's incredible. We were out doing night shots one night of Arches and in Arches National Park, which was pretty dope. It was at one point I think like 9 or 10 degrees, so it was really fucking cold. I was actually surprised that Arizona got down to those temps. Like that blew my mind a little bit.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, and you've seen all the snow that I'm getting up here. Like we get like.
I know. I gotta get up there. We gotta go to Snowbowl. We gotta go snowboarding.
Bro, I have a season pass. Let's go.
I gotta find time to get up there. I'm going to Park City at the beginning of February to go snowboarding. I'm trying to get to Snowbowl before I go up to Park City.
Okay, pick any day, Monday through Friday, and I can get you 25% off your lift ticket with my season pass.
Oh, for real? Oh, but it has to be a weekday?
It has to be a weekday, and I don't kind of want to go on the weekends because it's supposedly a shit show there.
Oh,
shit. And I have a season pass for I have a season pass for weekdays, so.
Oh, okay. I'll find a day to come out there.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'll make an exception and I'll go on the weekend if you come up, but I would rather go on the weekday if possible. But I get it.
Yeah, too. If I get 25% off a ticket, I'd rather go on a weekday too.
Yeah, and they're gonna be cheaper because their tickets on the weekdays, as long as they don't get like a shit ton of snow, are $50 to like $110 or something like that, depending on like what the snowfall is, and then you take 25% off. So,
yeah, I love Snowbowl. Yeah, I went up there only once last winter, and so this winter I'm just like I need to get up there more often.
Yeah, no, and that would be a good meeting ground for us too, just because it's only like hour and 45 minutes from here to there, and I think it's like 3 and change for you guys.
It takes me 2 hours to get there.
Okay, 2 hours. My bad. I'm stupid with math. I guess it would be.
Yeah, I got there pretty quick.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We'll set that up. We'll have to talk offline. I'm sure not everyone wants to listen to us making plans for fucking snowboard. So, all right, I'm thinking like Tuesday, 2 weeks from now.
Hey, let me check my schedule real quick.
All right, let me pull up my calendar. But speaking of Arizona, since we both live in Arizona and are not from Arizona, but we are fond of Arizona, we pulled up some fun facts. Do you want to get into some of those, Austin, since you've been silent this whole episode pretty much?
That's fine. So there's 2 or 3 things that we found. One of the things was that there's 22 national parks and monuments in Arizona. So
Good. You added the monument part.
Yeah,
I was like, you idiot.
A lot
no.
to see.
There is a lot
Yeah.
to see here, for sure.
So, and then there's more wineries than breweries in Arizona.
There's more wineries than breweries.
Yeah.
Yep.
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah. I said there was.
It
said there was over Yeah, it says there was over 100 wineries and only 75 breweries.
There's 75 breweries within a mile of me.
That's what it said.
This is where'd you get this from? Wikipedia?
Google.
Wikipedia.
I got it from Ask Jeeves.
That's
Jeeves?
You don't remember that?
I don't know who Jeeves
Do you remember that?
You don't
Rob?
know what Ash Jeeves was?
No.
That went right over his head. He has no idea.
Yeah, it did.
Are you guys playing a joke on me? Because I have no idea what you're saying.
It's real.
It's a real
old school search engine. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've never even heard of it in my life.
Oh. Jeez.
You know, he might have been like 10 when it was out. In his defense,
I remember it. He's the same age as me. How does
I was like, aren't we the same age?
Yeah,
you guys are the same age, but like Austin, like was born with a computer that like came out of his ass or something like that. He's always been on a computer.
Just tech savvy.
Debatable, but pull up that little ranking chart too.
Oh yeah, I got it right here.
So if you were to guess, Spencer,
okay,
national park wise, what state do you think has the most national parks?
Well, based off of what we're talking about, I'm going to say Arizona.
I wish you were right.
Oh, okay. All right, I thought that was a trick question. Then I'm going to say, I bet it's something stupid like some East Coast state or something.
It's not.
It's not.
Alaska?
No.
It's actually, how about this?
Alaska's number 2.
No, shut the fuck up. Let him guess. Like
I was letting him know it's number 2.
Ruining
so
this. Like shut.
Just
you silence yourself, please. Like
silence you.
The fun. Like Jesus. All right. So now that you know one of them, I would like you to try to guess any that might be in the top 5. If you were to pick states, you got Alaska right. That's number 2.
Okay. Wyoming?
Nope. Think big.
California.
Correct. That's
number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah. How many do they have, Austin? Are you gonna ever pull up this graphic?
I didn't want to pull it up if you were gonna have him guess, because then you can see the answers.
Because like he won't see the numbers when it shows the little pictures at first. Like just do it.
Well, hold on. I don't have that one. Hold on. I have the one that just has the answers.
Okay.
So here.
What else you got?
I was gonna go with something stupid like New Jersey or something. Like
New Jersey. Okay.
New Jersey has like 86 national parks or something.
Hold on.
Yeah. No. Well, Austin brings them up. We'll let him read them off. But Arizona made top 5.
Yeah.
With 22.
So they only
that's
have
monuments.
They have 3 national parks.
Yeah.
Utah, I think, was number 3. They have 5 national parks, if I remember correctly. Or
here's the.
Whoa.
It's a lot of numbers.
So it was. So number 1 is California. Number 2 is Alaska. Number 3 is Utah. Number 4 is Colorado. Number 5 is Washington, followed by Florida and Arizona.
No, not followed by. Tied.
Oh, tied. I see that. My bad.
Florida has national parks.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised.
It's called Disney. It's called Disney World. Okay.
That's true. Okay.
Disney World, Universal Studios, SeaWorld.
They're big enough to be a national park.
That's all 3 national parks.
Wait, how many states does Yellowstone go through?
2.
Does that count for both states?
No, it goes through
2 or 3.
Yeah. It goes through 3, but here's the fun fact, because I don't know if you remember this. Wyoming was the last state that I lived at before I moved out here. I don't know if we were friends back then, but everyone thinks Yellowstone is like in Montana or it's in parts of Idaho. So if you were to take the whole entire Yellowstone, I think it's like 2% or like 5% is in Idaho, and then it's just a smidge more in Montana. 90%, 95% of Yellowstone is actually in Wyoming.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I did not know that either until I went there a few times and realized the entire time I was in the state of Wyoming. Like literally, Idaho has a part that drives you out the gate. And like as you're driving out the gate, like there's a sign now entering Idaho, and then you go outside the gate. So like they have no actual like stopping points. You know how like national parks will have points of interest that you can like stop at to check out shit.
They
have nothing. They have a driveway, and then they have a gate guard basically. Montana has one of like the geysers or something like that. Like it's up north, and you actually cross the state line to get to it. But other than that, they don't have shit either. But the three places to stay if you ever go are either in Idaho on the west side, has a lot of hotels and easy access to get into the park. The north side, which is Montana, or the east side, which is Cody. And then if you came from the south side where I live, there's 0 fucking hotels. You can either stay in Teton County, which is like 45 minutes away, or you can basically camp. So we used to.
Is that how you say that? Teton?
Yeah, Teton.
Oh, I always thought it was Teton.
I mean, you were infantry, so all 3 of us actually were infantry. Now that I think about it, well, Austin was like smart infantry. Yeah, he's a mortar guy.
That's an oxymoron. I was a mortar.
Yeah, see, there you go.
So you're smart
11
too.
Charlie.
So I'm the stupid one then of the group.
Well, we already knew that.
I didn't want to be a mortar. It was against my will. Yeah. So
speaking of that, since we're on the subject, let's get into your backstory. Maybe starting with like your military background, and lead us into Invicta.
Starting with infancy.
Infancy, yeah, sure.
Start from the day you were born.
Work our way up. All right. Yeah. So, wait, were you guys both Army or Marines?
Army.
Oh, okay. So,
were you not Army?
Did you? No, I was. Did you?
Oh, okay.
Austin, did you choose to be an 11 Charlie?
Yeah.
How?
What do you mean how?
Okay, well, I'll go into my story then, and because this will make more sense after I explain this why I'm confused. Okay. So when I got to boot camp, what was the processing shit at
30th AG?
Yeah. Okay. So there was like the whole group of misfits there. We're all standing there. They literally, one of the drill sergeants took the entire, not even room, wherever we were under the pavilion or whatever, and said, "This half you guys are 11 Bravos. This half you guys are 11 Charlies." They didn't do that with you?
No.
What?
No, not with me either. Like,
no, that's not how it worked.
We had guys that came in that were 11 Bravos.
I signed up for what I wanted when I went. Like when I went to MEPS. When I went to MEPS, I signed up. Like I gotta pick what I went to MEPS is what I wanted to be.
Oh shit, dude! I went in as 11 X-ray, and I just thought that meant I was just infantry. Like, and then they split us literally down the middle, and I was like, I was so upset when they told me I was going to be a mortarman.
Yeah, you got the shitty end of the deal.
Yeah, I mean, it ended up being really cool because we were still 11. Like most of the shit we did was 11 Bravo stuff, but we were just qualified to do like learning how to actually use them. Like going through the mortar training. What was the like an extra 2 or 3 or 4 weeks or whatever for mortar stuff? I don't even remember.
I think mine was 6 weeks. But
my memory is so fucked. But I mean, it was like, dude, talk about like just hit the ground running with mortars. Like, damn,
that's all of them though.
That shit is intense. I was so stressed out learning how to use that stuff.
That's why throwing grenades for the first time.
Yeah, that was way more underwhelming than I thought it was going to be. Actually,
Yeah.
I was extremely
It's
disappointed
like
with
a
that.
puff. It's like a
Yeah,
puff.
Yeah.
and you can't
It's
even
like,
watch it anyway because as soon as
No,
you
'cause
throw
you
it,
have to duck
you
and yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they're not
And then there's
you.
always those dudes that don't duck and they just get laid the fuck out.
Yeah.
yeah.
But anyway, we're getting distracted. So yeah, I went in as infantry and ended up becoming a Charlie. I got stationed at Fort Hood, also another unfortunate event in my military career. Was there for a couple of years. Went to Afghanistan in 2000 and it was 2013 and 14. Came back and got out in 2015.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I moved to Arizona.
So which Providence were you in, or which RC were you in when you were in Afghanistan?
We moved around a lot. I'm trying to remember. So we flew into Bagram, which I mean, I think a lot of people do that unless they're going to Kandahar.
Everyone,
It's like what
the
either
Bagram
Kandahar or Bagram. And then I want to say it was the Wardak province we were at, which is, I believe, kind of like northeast a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. And then we moved down to Ghazni. We were at the first fob in the Wardak province. We were at this tiny fob on the side of a mountain called Fob Airborne, which, I mean, I'm sure it wasn't there much longer after we left. But that was like quite the Afghanistan experience. That was like, we are fucking
in
here.
Afghanistan.
you're like getting off the helicopter for the first time, and like those. I mean, were you guys in Afghanistan? Either one of you?
I was, yeah.
Okay, so you remember like when the IDF alarms would go off?
Yeah.
Like when you had indirect fire coming, just wah wah wah.
Yeah.
Jeez, dude, just like it was such a small fob, like that shit would hit close. Like that was So that was really eye opening going there for. So we were there for probably. Dude, my memory is so bad. If I had to guess, probably there it was a 9-month deployment, maybe just a little shy. We were there for probably half the time. The other half we went down to Ghazni. And then Ghazni was much less exciting because it was wintertime and wasn't as much action going on. But yeah, fun times, good stuff.
Yeah, they usually calm down a lot too during the wintertime, just because I don't know, like it seemed like our actual attacks and or situations where we get in firefights or get in contact with the enemy, it would be less and less during the wintertime. And I think they seriously took into consideration the elevation of some of the places we were at and how much snow they were getting and how fucking cold it was getting.
Yeah, dude, I was surprised one morning, like in the winter, how much snow. We woke up and there was a bunch of snow out there, and we all just went out and just started acting like idiots and just like throwing snowballs and stuff. It was pretty fun. I mean, that was like we were probably like 6 or 7 months into the deployment at that point, and we were just acting like fools. But yeah, we landed in Bagram on 4th of July, and so it was like dead summer, and dude, it was intense. Like getting to Bagram, I thought that was intense, and that place is like a city, like
dude.
And then we flew into this tiny shithole fob on the side of a mountain. I'm like, okay, this is the real deal.
Well, yeah, I mean, fucking Disney, like or Disney, which is a road in Bagram Airfield, for those of you who haven't been deployed there, and you actually salute people on that base. Like you walk around and salute brass. So like
that's how little you're being seen.
Yeah, that's how far out it is. So I used to walk by any of the officers and I'd just be like, sniper check. Just total dick move.
Which I mean, it's like, it is.
Yeah,
it's bad for habit. You know, it's like if you're in country, it should all rules should be the same. You know, it's like it doesn't matter.
100%. Yeah, because
I mean, how are you going to expect these guys to, like, if you're at Bagram for a month and you still get on their ass about not saluting officers, then you go to this little tiny shithole on the side of a mountain and all of a sudden you're going to yell at them for saluting you? It's like, no, if you're in country, you don't salute, period.
Yeah.
But anyways, I digress.
Yeah, no, like it's just wild because I was in Iraq in 2003, 2004 for like the initial surge past like fucking I almost called it Bagram, Baghdad. Like I fought for Mosul. I fought in Fallujah.
How old are you?
Also, I'm 39.
No, you're not.
I am. Yeah, I'm like 10 years older than you guys.
Jesus, dude, you do not look like you're 39.
I appreciate that. It makes me feel
Damn.
better about myself because
That
I'm
just like
almost
caught me off
40.
guard. Like, oh, I was in Iraq in 2003. I'm like, what the fuck?
I was a baby. They deployed me
Like-
at 9 years old. I was out there kicking ass.
Right?
Like, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
Yeah,
no,
he's 10 years older than us.
Dude,
Yeah,
I had
I'm
no
telling you.
idea.
I
I literally just
appreciate that.
assumed like you were the same age as us.
No,
Yeah,
he's
no,
old.
I'm
That's
old.
funny.
I'm gonna be 40 this year. It's fucking wild.
Dude, killing it.
Yeah.
Keep taking your vitamins.
Take my vitamins.
He's got 40 and
a
nothing to
cool
show
dog.
for it
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. Anyway, sorry I got distracted there. That kind of just I had to think about that for a second. I was like, wait, this doesn't make any sense.
now.
Yeah, but like my point is like we never saluted there, and then the issue that I would have was for my guys in my team, or everyone was saluting on Bagram, and then we go to these small outposts in like RC East, and I had a private that accidentally was like saluting at this tiny ass cob, and we're in a valley where one side has Taliban on it, and then the other side has Taliban commanders. I'm like, oh my god, dude, you're like giving away who our officers are. Like, you gotta like get your shit under control. And they're like, I'm so sorry, Sergeant. Like, I just didn't know, and blah blah blah, because like it's been programmed in my brain to salute, and we've been saluting for like a week at Bagram. I'm like, you're never going back to Bagram to refit. Like, we will just send you stuff. Like, you're gonna get one of our officers killed. Like, you gotta stop saluting people. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Go to your bed. Don't
Yeah.
come out until I tell you to.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So you served, how many years were you in?
I just did 4.
4 years? Okay.
Actually, a
And
little less, actually, yeah.
Okay. And it was Fort Hood and the deployment to Afghanistan?
Yep.
Okay.
Did a little bit of time. Yeah, we did like our work up at like Fort Polk and experienced, a couple other places, but nothing.
Oh, good old JRTC.
Jeez, dude. I don't even want to fucking think about that. What a
That
shithole
is
that place
definitely
is.
the shithole. That is hands down. As a person who's been to over like 120 cities all over the world, I would place. I can't even think of anything that is worse than Fort Polk. Like, fuck that place.
I didn't
Fuck,
actually
if
see
you're
Fort
listening-
Polk. I just saw its swamps. So, I mean,
Yeah, no, so here's a question I had when you were talking about like the mortar stuff. I was in a battalion recon and snipers, and we had the mortar section for headquarters. Because we weren't doing a lot of mortar missions in Iraq, we ended up bringing them on to like our ops, and like they would actually go on raids with us. They would actually go on missions with us. And you were saying earlier that you ended up doing a lot of infantry shit. So
yeah, that's what we did, the exact same thing.
okay, so you guys kind of
so we had a mortar platoon, and there was whatever a dozen of us, whatever, and so our whole battalion was split up in multiple sections of Afghanistan, and so like there'd be like 2 or 3 of us that would go to wherever. So it was actually kind of a cool gig. So there'd just be like 2 or 3 of us together at a time. We kind of just like the odd men out doing pretty much whatever we wanted to do, and then we'd roll out on patrols with, like the scouts or the infantry guys or whatever. And it was pretty cool gig. So that was pretty fun. Got stuck in, I'm trying to remember, S1 or S3, one of those for a little bit. So that was not fun. I just hated my life during that. But then we got pushed out and got to go do some fun stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just cool because we end up calling our section MoCon for mortars and recon, because we're always doing stuff together. And to this day, like I'm actually in like a couple like Facebook groups or whatever with some of the guys that like I served with back then, and it's cool, like that bond you make with the mortar guys and the scouts and the snipers. It was fucking cool because our mortar guys weren't doing mortar missions. Like we were using more like call for fires with artillery and fast movers. Like we would have like attack P every once in a while go out with us and help us drop like J dams and stuff like that.
Yeah, we had a couple Air Force TAC Ps that were with us at I want to say it was Ghazni. Those guys were gangster. They were cool dudes.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wish I did that, honestly.
I mean, that's
seems like a cool
ultimate
job.
mortar. That's the ultimate mortar right there. 500-pound JDAM.
And they had like all the coolest gear, and they could like have facial hair and shit. And I'm like, fuck these guys, man! Like, you're so cool.
They have your dream job.
yeah. But
okay,
it was a good time.
So after you got out, what'd you do?
Oh, geez, a little bit of everything. So I'm trying to remember. So when I first got out, I started doing personal training, just because I was just like a huge fitness freak. Like it's all I did. So I was like, I'll just get my personal trainer certification. Seems logical. Did that for a little bit, ran a personal training business for a little bit, got sick of that. And then I wanted to go back to like working with my hands and just like doing actual work. So I went and learned welding and went to work for Caterpillar, welding on their equipment for a little bit. And that's during that job is when I started the coffee thing. And so then I ended up leaving that job and now have an engineering job that provides me way more time to work on the coffee stuff.
So what do you do, Spencer?
Like right now?
Yeah.
For my day job?
Yes.
So I work on X-ray equipment now.
Oh.
So my technical, I guess, title is like a radiological engineer.
Mm-hmm.
So I just got really lucky with getting into that position in this company. I just had a connection there with one of my buddies, and it's awesome. I literally work like 4 hours a day, and I really can't complain. gives me all the time in the world to work on the coffee business and, be with my family more. And because I loved welding and I really like manual labor and doing stuff like that. But being a welder, it's like you're always working. My schedule was gnarly. It was just, and once I had my daughter, I was like, fuck that, I'm not doing this anymore. So
right.
It was, had to make the call. So.
Okay. So you said, and then you said you started Invicta when you were welding, or?
Yeah. So
when you were working for Caterpillar?
Yeah, it was. Let me think. So, I need to have my wife in here because she like, I'm always like, when did this happen?
Do you have TBIs too? Do you have like TBIs or?
Oh yeah, dude, I've had like a handful of concussions in my life, and my memory is like the shittiest. I don't even remember like what I ate for dinner tonight.
That's Rob too.
Okay,
Rob has
chicken.
the same issue.
Okay. What was the question?
When did you start Invicta?
So that was almost 2 years ago, I want to say, maybe a year and a half ago. So what sparked that was my dad taking his own life. And so I started about, I want to say 6 months after he passed away. I started Invicta.
Okay.
And so I was still working at Caterpillar. And
and that's something I want to kind of dive into a little bit. So because like I said, everybody handles grief differently and, with mental health and everything. So why, if you don't mind, I'm like, why did that spark you, like your dad passing away, to start Invicta?
So, I wanted to start a coffee company for like a couple years prior to that. Me and a good buddy of mine had thrown around the idea. It's just something we wanted to do. Thought we could have fun with it. And then it just kind of just went on the back burner. We ended up just, not pursuing it. And I just honestly forgot about the whole idea altogether. And then, so my dad passed away, and it just, I like how you brought up like people react differently, and I think it's
Mhm.
just how I reacted. You know, it was
Okay.
like my dad passed away. My dad was, he was an entrepreneur. He was a very successful entrepreneur, um, and he was just very like, I don't know. He's kind of a hard character to explain. But once he took his own life, it just kind of opened up my eyes, and I was just like, I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do.
Right.
Like I just don't care anymore. You know, maybe that's the wrong way to put it, but I was just like, if there's anything I want to do, I'm just gonna do it. I don't care. Like I want to go get my skydiving license, and so I'm, trying to convince my wife to let me go do that. I want to do.
I thought you were
It's
just
just
gonna
like
do
all.
whatever you wanted to do, Spencer.
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
My wife's pretty lenient with letting me do whatever I want to do. She
Permission based.
Yeah.
Asterisk.
And so just
Wife
like all the stuff
permitted.
that like I would have thought about in the past, where I would just be like, oh, that'd be cool to do, but like I'm probably not gonna do it. Like we
Yeah.
all have those things where like, oh, it'd be cool
Yeah.
to
Oh
do
yeah.
that, but we know
Uh,
we're not gonna actually do it.
I
And
have like
now I'm just
100
like,
lists of those.
yeah, I mean I do too. And so once my dad passed away, I was just like, I'm like I don't care. Like I don't care. I'm just gonna, if there's something I want to do, I'm just gonna do it. And so my first, I guess, check off that list was do the coffee business, and I started it, and I really enjoy the creative side of it. Not that I like do my own art or anything, but like just whenever I like having ideas and seeing them come to life,
Mhm.
and it's just really freaking good coffee. I wouldn't like promote it if it wasn't. I wouldn't sell it if it wasn't. And so it's really easy to like, push and tell people about, because it is fucking delicious. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that's, I think it was just an eye opener for me. It was just like, oh, and it's not even like he died of like, a heart attack or something, where it's like, oh, life is short, you never know what day is going to be your day. Like he chose when he was going to die, but I still just kind of
Mhm.
had that reaction. I was just like, you know what, like I'm just doing my thing. I don't care.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, sorry, go ahead, Rob.
No, I was just gonna like I wanted to kind of like stay on the subject for a second, just because
Oh,
a
it's not.
lot.
I mean, we can talk about it all you guys want. Like people try to like tiptoe around the subject. I don't care. Like I'll talk
No,
about it.
because as you know, with Save Our Six, like it's the main thing behind it is for suicide prevention, because I was up to 8 friends that I directly served with that committed suicide, and that's part of the reason why I started Save Our Six.
Wow. Yeah.
And I kind of wish I had started it sooner. But my question for you is, being that you have a combat background, being that your father took his life, what are, besides running the company, what are, or if it is running the company, what are some things that you do that helps keep your mental health in line, that has worked for you, that might help someone else that might be struggling right now?
That's a very hard question to answer.
How about this?
Because I'm
What do
kind of a
you do?
psychopath. So
What do you do for yourself? Because maybe 2% to 100% of it might resonate with someone else that's struggling, or has experienced significant loss. So what are some of the things that keep you going?
well, I'll answer that a couple different ways. So so there's like things that I do, like working out or going camping or spending time with my family, like, basic things that everybody would do to keep their mental state sane. But
Hmm.
it's like when a lot of people would, I've never really articulated this before because I'm just thinking about it now. But like before my dad passed away, I wasn't in a very good mental spot. Like from the day
Hmm.
I got out of the military until the day my dad killed himself, like my mental state was garbage. Like my priorities weren't right. Like I was just like I couldn't get my shit together. I mean, I'll never get my shit together, but I just really depressed, really bad anxiety. And then when my dad took his own life, it almost like it in a way it helped me, because it was just like when you're dealing with that kind of shit yourself, and then somebody that is very close to you pulls the trigger on those feelings, literally, it's almost just like you have to take a step back and be like, whoa, like, holy shit, like, who the fuck am I, you know? It's like, because you think you have it so bad and like you're so jacked up, and then it's like I had my dad like literally take his own life, and I'm just like this is I have nothing to be distressed about, you know? And so I mean, like my dad's passing away helped my mental state, because from there on out I was just like, I'm just done dealing with it. Which I'm trying to like. This is a very hard subject to articulate.
Yeah,
So
no. You're fine, and the whole entire point of the podcast is to like take your time, talk about things like and it's just I find it powerful that you took a situation. Like, one of the things at the beginning of the podcast, or maybe in the green room, we talked about like, you don't think that you're interesting. To me, this is very interesting because it's a tough situation for someone to deal with that's already going through shit, as most of us infantry guys that, go through a lot of shit overseas, come home all fucked up, and then they either want to overprescribe us medications that also has side effects of, potential like thoughts of suicide. It's one of those things that like, I'm interested in it because you're doing things that are bigger than yourself, and you're having like the opposite reaction that a lot of people I think would. A lot of people would probably just lay down and be like, like, I don't want to say woe is me, because losing your father is insanely like challenging. But,
well, and having anybody close to you take their own life is like,
yeah,
it's not the same as somebody just like passing away,
No, not
like,
at all.
I'm not saying it's any harder or any easier, but it's just, it hits you differently.
Yeah, it's more unexpected.
Right. And it's just like somebody you love deeply hated their life so much that they ended it. Like how like that psychologically,
and a lot of it
mess you up. Like,
yeah, I know a lot of it is usually when it happens, like you didn't see the signs like before, like it happened.
I mean, my dad struggled with depression for a long time, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people deal with these family members committing suicide that there weren't any signs at all.
Yeah, like and you don't think, and you probably never thought it would ever get to that point. Like you as a person, you never think it's gonna get that bad. And like you were saying, you said you had problems and all these mental health issues, but when your dad committed suicide, it was basically a reality check. That I don't have it that bad. Like if he had it this bad where he could have done this, like then I might not have it as bad as I think. And like one of my favorite quotes from the podcast from Seth Rosie is like, you don't have problems, you just have work to do.
I love that, dude. Yeah.
Like no matter how bad your situation is, you just got to put in the work to make it better. Like no one else is going to make it better but you. Like you just got to put in the work to make what you want happen.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, you're absolutely right. Yeah. It's something that everybody has to, literally everybody has to deal with, whether you're dealing with somebody you love dying, or, I heard a quote the other day that I really liked. It was, crap, I don't remember where I heard it. But it was like,
fucking TBIs, man.
It was like, your biggest problem is your biggest problem.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
And it was like, if your biggest problem is, your child dying from cancer, that's a pretty big problem. If your biggest problem is, you getting a scratch on your car, that's your biggest problem. And it's like, it's all about perspective, it's all about perspective. And I just, once my dad passed away, obviously there was a grieving period. I'll probably be grieving. Me and my whole family will be grieving for the rest of our lives, but
yeah,
I think I took it differently than most other people in my family. Maybe it's because I was dealing with mental issues. I don't really know. But for me, it was just like, okay, you know what? I'm going to stop being miserable because I don't want to end up like that, And it's like, I don't want to do that to my family. I have nothing to be miserable about. And if I do, I'm just going to suck it up and either find help, deal with it or whatever. But like, I'm done just being this pity party, woe is me, just like I'm over it, and my dad passing away just flipped that switch for me.
Yeah. Yeah, and like you said, your worst day is your worst day. Like me and Rob can't compare to your worst day because neither of us have gone through that scenario where our parents have done that. So we've lost people, but it's different. For every
Right.
person.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's all about perspective.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another thing. It's like if somebody's going through something, and that's one thing I've noticed is like people that know what happened to my dad. Like one of my absolute best friends is for like a while there after my dad passed away. Like me and my buddy that I'm talking about, we have a relationship where like we tell each other what's going on. Like most dudes and their friends usually don't do that, but like we talk to each other about issues.
Mm-hmm.
And just for the longest time there, he'd always come to me and he'd be like, dude, I got this going on. He's like, look, I know it's like, it's nothing compared to what happened to you. And I'm like, dude, like, just because I went through something obviously that sucks balls doesn't mean that you don't have problems.
Right.
Like you don't have to like justify yourself, It's like if you got something on your mind, you got something on your mind. And it's like, just there will always be people that are willing to hear you out regardless of
Yeah,
what it
100%.
is. It's just, and I think people, which I'm guilty of this, I'm sure you guys are both guilty of this too, is just like thinking that what it is that is eating away at you is just like, oh, I'm probably just being a bitch. Like I should just, nobody wants to hear about this. Like I even felt that
Right.
way with my dad. Like my dad shot himself, and even
Right.
like the thought of me going to talk to somebody about that, like a professional, I'd be like, oh, that's stupid. Like people have it way
Right.
worse than I do. Like nobody wants to hear about that. You know what
But
I mean? But it's like,
but honestly, like that's the biggest problem in like the veteran community and like the mental health community is that issue right there is you feel like nobody wants to hear you, so you keep it bottled inside, and then
right.
it eats away at you until you do something where you take your own life because you didn't think anybody would listen to you.
Right. You didn't find an outlet. You need to find an outlet.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to find an outlet. I don't care like if what your problems are or if you have any problems at all. I think everybody, even if nobody doesn't have any problems, but even if you have a perfect life, I think everybody needs to find something to bitch about. I mean, it's good for
Right.
you.
I mean, even people with perfect lives still bitch about other people.
Yeah, find something to freaking complain about. Like life can't be all sunshine and rainbows all the time. Like,
right? I mean, especially putting up with Rob. I mean, geez.
He's just taking it all in. Like I don't even know where to start.
No. But I think like personally, and it's something that you do, like fitness has been a big aspect towards curbing like my mental health issues or traveling and getting out and hiking and like seeing all these different places. And I know she's just a dog in comparison to like having a child, but Allie's my service dog. So like I spend every waking moment I can with her, and like if I'm away from her for even like 10 minutes, like I want to be around her. So it's like it's one of those things too, and I don't know if this correlates with having a child, but and a wife. You find things that like are bigger than you to do, and like taking care of her means more than anything. So like I want to make sure she has the best life, and in return it keeps me busy to the point where like I'm not thinking negatively as much because I'm like,
Right.
okay, I have to like do things to make sure that her life is safe. And I'm assuming that like some of that comes too with being like a new father, being a husband, and
Yeah, it's
and
annoying.
running your company.
It's very annoying.
Yeah.
And
Like,
something I want
geez.
to touch on is like Rob was saying. I think what it is finding something bigger than yourself, and or even just like finding a way to help other people. Like the three of us, like you were saying, Spencer, is that creative outlet or that outlet of all three of us run a business, and it's an outlet of seeing other people with our products and seeing them happy with our products is a whole different experience and feeling, that a lot of people don't understand because they don't run a business.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a good feeling when someone gets your product that you put time and effort into, and they're happy with it.
Yeah, dude. Like I just got these new hats in.
I saw those.
They're sick.
Like these.
Yeah, those are good ones. I like those.
And you're absolutely right, though. It's like, it's like I just come up with these cool ideas, and I have my artists just put them together, and then it's like, my wife is always the first person I run it by, and I'm always like, hey, what do you think of this? And she'll be like, eh, or she'll be like, oh yeah, that's really cool. So regardless, it's not very satisfying feedback from my wife, no matter what. But
that's all wives, so it's okay.
Yeah. But then it's like, I have, obviously Invicta is very small, but you even when you're small, you have like that core group of people that you could put out something that's complete trash and they would still support you and buy it. And so it's just like the other day when I got these in the mail from Brad Hart, I put it on my Instagram, and just like the handful of people that were just immediately right off the bat, like, oh dude, let me know when they're up on the site. Like, I'm so stoked. Like, that's such a cool feeling. It's like, okay, this idea that I had in my head, and now it's a physical product, and now these people want to spend money on it. Like, it's cool.
Yeah. I mean, the hoodie that you're wearing right now, I'm still waiting on mine. I'm assuming that yet? Like, no, haven't.
Yeah, I use
but dude, like, I know that like even with Save Our Six and with I would have wore it on the show tonight. I know
I'm honestly sweating balls right now, but I'm not wearing a shirt under here, so
I mean that's okay.
We do have female listeners, like it might increase.
I don't know if your wife would appreciate that, but
yeah,
she might get a couple more DMs and or follows. Spencer is happily married.
Might help out your coffee business,
Oh yeah, hey, whatever people are into.
Dude, that I think you kind of hit something too, because like, I don't know, like when you release that hoodie with the moose and the night vision goggles, I'm like, I need that in my life, like now.
I had a couple people say that.
Yeah, no, it's a sick design.
Well, it's funny because I got the design back. I told my artist, I was like, a very vague idea of what I wanted, and it was just so absurd. I was like, I want a moose with night vision. That was like literally all I said. And he brought back the design, and I was just like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life, but I love it, and I'm gonna put it out there and see if people like it.
That's how it works. Though.
Everyone was just like, dude, this is sick.
Yeah, that's how it's funny because like designs, like some of the stupidest designs, the designs that you don't think will go anywhere, are the ones that blow up.
And then
they're just fun,
And then the ones that you think would go crazy sometimes don't even pop. Like, they're just like,
yeah, that's true.
A handful of people are interested in them, and then they're like, oh wow, that didn't go as well as I thought it was.
And I'm curious to see how that one design I sent you, Austin, is going to go, because nobody's even seen that design yet, and I got a couple products coming out with that on it. So with
the grenade.
Yeah, so I'll see how that one gets received. I think that's a sick design.
What's funny is that's something Rob doesn't even know about either.
Oh, you'll have to wait and
see, my
friend.
We have a secret between me and Spencer.
I'm like kind of upset.
You gotta have coops.
When's the last time Austin's company has even tagged you anything? I'm pretty sure Save Our Six has tagged you at least 3 times in the last 3-4 weeks. Like,
I can go make a post for him right now if you really want me to.
No, I'm just saying that, like, brand loyalty.
It'll be like the most extravagant post ever created too, and just like that, and it'll just be like this badass.
It's like 1,000 fucking likes, and
I mean,
you get like a shit ton of followers.
I mean, I only have like 10 times the followers that Rob does, so.
Okay.
I mean, I can't talk. I don't know shit. So I mean, you'll be the first one to get one. Don't worry. We can't tell you what the product is yet.
I mean, technically, I'll be the first one to get one.
You're right. Touche. Okay.
I mean, technically.
Yeah, I'm stoked to see those things.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Life is good, man. Life is good.
Okay, but like I said, so let's go. Something we talked about in like the green room is let's go into a little bit more about your coffee.
Okay.
Now. So I'm gonna pull up your
I got
website
shit
here.
ton behind me. Which way do I have to go? I have a bunch back there.
Yeah. So let's do. So this is what we got. So and then Rob wanted to bring up your bourbon pecan roast.
Yeah,
The bourbon pecan is bomb.
You did a collab with what Twisted Sister Whiskey or Sisterdale? I'm just like making up fucking words. So they're out of Arizona.
I like that better.
They're out of Arizona.
No, they're in Texas.
Okay,
out of Texas. Yeah.
How did
I was actually connected to
happen?
them. So Spencer Kirksey is the one that made that happen.
Okay. Yeah,
so
and I'm
trying to remember. I think it was just I honestly think it was just like a simple, like, Spencer reached out to me and said, "Hey, I work with this whiskey brand. You guys should talk." Something. It was a very simple connection. There was no like really, it wasn't very complex. But yeah, Kirksey was one that hooked that up. So.
Okay, and then talk about some of your other roasts that you currently have, and then I have a question for potential roasts in the future, like an idea.
Okay, I actually have a few more coming right now. I just need to wait for the labels to arrive. They're taking freaking forever, but I'm stoked about that. So the Rune Brew is another really hot one. That's Rune Nation. Do you guys follow Ian?
I do. Ian. Yep.
Yeah. So he's actually from New Hampshire too, as well. So that was I didn't even find that out until I think after we collabed on this coffee. But that's a collaboration with him. I actually need to get them sent out to him. Crap, I need to put that on my whiteboard. Yeah, but all the beans I use are all Arabica beans, very smooth, extremely smooth. All of our coffee is air roasted, so it's not drum roasted, and you get kind of sometimes hints of that burnt taste. So it's all very, very.
Okay, now this is the important question. Which one is your favorite?
Oh, dude. So when people ask me online, I typically say the Maverick is my favorite.
No.
That was the first one I put out.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm probably gonna stick with the Maverick. It's probably my favorite. But for lighter roast, definitely the bourbon pecan. The bourbon pecan's blowing up. People are really receiving that one well. I mean, it's freaking delicious. And I was skeptical about going into that because I've never enjoyed flavored coffee. And then we tested that out, and I was like, this is freaking incredible. I'm definitely putting this out there.
Yeah, I still need to try some of that.
So yeah, and one thing I want to add for our listeners, like I know you kind of like we're talking about how like good your stuff is. I was telling Austin, and I might even told you in the green room that your coffee is incredible. Like it's very, very fucking good. Like,
thanks, man.
Right now,
you're right. It is the best coffee in the world.
Yeah, 100%. Accurate statement.
Yeah, no, I have
really
Nomad.
Quality.
Yeah, I have Nomad and Room Brew, I think.
Dude, the Nomad.
I like Nomad.
It's very highly caffeinated. That stuff will get you going.
That's me though. I like highly caffeinated coffee.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
A lot of people like, and we've talked about this on the podcast before, but as a coffee brewer, I guess, what do you guys call yourselves? Like,
I mean, roasters. I don't. I guess roasters, coffee
maker,
roaster,
maker.
Roaster. I like roaster.
I guess
so as like a coffee roaster,
we'll stick with that.
Yeah, Sir Spencer Coffee Roaster,
as
a coffee wizard.
There you go.
Like, a lot of people don't realize this, but your light roasts are going to be more caffeinated than your actual dark roast.
Yeah, and I made a post about that, I don't know, a couple months ago, just thinking that was like kind of basic information, and people were just like,
most people have no idea.
Most people buy dark roast because they think it's stronger. And it's not.
But, morning. That's why they have like morning blends, because
Yeah.
they're meant to have high roasts, high caffeine for the mornings.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty funny when I posted about that. People were like, "You're full of shit." I'm like, "No, I'm not."
No, this is
It's
like
no,
facts.
pretty sure I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So, I mean, none of our coffee is roasted so dark that any of it's going to be like that weak when it comes to caffeine. It's all pretty heavily caffeinated, but yeah, the lighter roasts are definitely going to get your rocks off for sure.
Yeah, and it's good tasting coffee. I don't dare put creamer in yours. Like it's just straight up.
Oh.
However, I have added a little bit of like Knob Creek to it, and added a little bit of Bailey's. Made my own like instead of an Irish whiskey, American whiskey.
Do you do that every morning? Do you need help?
He needs lots of help.
I've never. I don't think I've ever even had Bailey's in my life.
You're not really missing out on much, but
Yeah,
That's what I figured.
it's not all that.
yeah, don't get us started on drinking though, because like
Yeah,
Austin will start talking about like some really gay shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
If it was a Friday night, I would probably be drunk already. So I mean, we got
should
pretty
maybe
tore up
consider
on the last
doing.
podcast.
Yeah, we'll have to. We were talking about too, like depending on how well this went, which it's obviously going pretty well.
Terrible.
We'll have to do an in-person one, whether I'm down there or if you're ever up this way.
Oh yeah, dude, that'd be a blast.
Yeah, and we'll just get shit faced and
Yeah, I would say we're definitely gonna have to drink though.
We'll try to get it on like Spencer's level. We got to beat him. You know, when you went there to be on his. So
yeah, dude, we were. That was a good night. We didn't even really drink that much, but the beers we were drinking were such high alcohol content, like it was retarded, but it was a good time.
Yeah. So with the coffee company, can you talk about any of your future ones that are getting ready to come out? Are you allowed to talk about them yet, or you gotta wait?
So I got. Well, I kind of already. We might have actually been talking about this before we started. No, I think we were recording already. I got another collab roast coming out with the Alpha Country Gentleman. So that one's it's a pretty freaking cool design. That's gonna be a good one. I honestly haven't even actually picked out which coffee I'm gonna use for that one yet, but it's gonna be a light roast. And then I got another one coming. I won't talk about that one just because it's just another roast I'm doing. It's just you'll see it when you see it.
Nothing special, as we were saying.
It's gonna be great, but it's not a collab with anybody. It's just one that I wanted to put out myself. I'm actually rebranding the Rune Brew, so I got new labels coming for the Rune Brew. Yeah, and then I'll have a couple more collab roasts coming this year as well.
Here's my random question, and it's not the one that we were talking about in the green room, but I've seen another veteran company do this. Have you ever thought about doing like CBD in the coffee?
Yes.
Okay.
So Uncana, you familiar with Uncana?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say you guys are both very familiar with them, I assume. So Kobe, the owner of that, I've reached out to him and we've talked, and I actually need to. I have a whiteboard back there with literally just a list of people that I need to talk to. But me and him are gonna get a call and chat about getting CBD raw ingredients and seeing if there's a way if we can roast it into our coffee or something like that. Okay. Which I originally, that was like what I wanted to do to begin with. Was I wanted to do canned cold brew and CBD coffee.
I was going to ask about that. I was going to ask about that if you ever thought about doing like canned coffee.
Oh yeah, but the minimums for canned is
especially
ridiculous.
For canned. I'm sure.
Yeah, so I mean,
canned's
eventually
probably even higher than pods.
Oh yeah, I mean, eventually when I have the volume to be able to do it, I will. But for right now, it's just not really I can't afford it.
Yeah, no, I completely understand.
But getting CBD is definitely something I'm going to look at more soon. It's just just figuring it out. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just jumping off the cliff and learning
mean,
to fly on the way down.
That's pretty much every small business ever. So
Yeah,
it's okay.
that's literally how we
It's
run
fun.
both our businesses.
That's pretty much just
It's fun.
Just jump, see if this works or not.
Yep. Either you crash and burn or you learn to fly, one or the other.
Yeah,
But I
either
mean,
you
I
waste
haven't crashed and burned yet, so
right? Either you waste money or make money.
yep, it's one or the other.
Yeah. No, that's cool. And that was just something I was thinking about because we were touching on like all the veteran problem stuff, and CBD is kind of like one of those things that has been proven to do well for like inflammation. It's you don't have THC in it, so you don't have to worry about people necessarily pissing hot and losing their job over it. And I've actually tried a coffee company that did theirs. It was expensive as fuck. Like I want to say like one bag, I can't remember what I paid for it,
$25 or something.
I was gonna say it was like $25 to $40. It was somewhere in that range, and I was like, "This is the
There's
most
only one
stupid
brand
expensive."
I follow that I know of that does it. I don't know if we're talking about the same brand or not, but
It probably is. I'm not really a big fan of them. I don't want to shout them out because they're
okay.
kind of.
I'll shout everybody out. I don't care.
They're
Fuck them.
I mean, if you want to go ahead, this is your podcast.
I've never had their coffee. I don't know, so I don't know, but I'm assuming we're probably talking about the same brand.
Yeah, they have a little grenade for a logo.
Yeah.
No, I kind of had an ordeal with them, but not
okay.
Like,
Damn.
I don't know how to describe it. Fuck it. We'll just talk about it. Like this is the whole entire point of podcasting. So one of my really good friends is one of their photographers and has stakes in the company. And when SOS was tiny as fuck and no one was paying attention to us, like I went and reached out to them and told them what I was doing. And I told them I'm like really good friends with their photographer, and I ended up buying a bunch of their coffee. I would go out and like hike places and take pictures and stuff. And they were literally just like, I would make sure that the pictures were fucking like good. They would literally just like them and be like, hey, thanks for the support. Wouldn't share it, wouldn't like do any type of collaboration with me. Just would never even follow Save Our Six. Yeah. And in my head, I'm like, you're a veteran-owned company that supposedly supports veterans. You're not even supporting a veteran-owned business that's supporting like suicide prevention. But then some girl like, takes out a bag of coffee and puts it next to her ass and takes a picture. Granted, that's going to obviously sell better. But
yeah, it's because that sells better.
I get that.
All about marketing.
I get that. But at the same time, like also like I'll see other people posting their stuff like out with like a Jeep or something like that, and it goes up. So I stopped following the company, and I don't know, like it's sad because like I'm really, really close to someone who literally helps make decisions within that company, but for whatever reason, they don't give a shit about Save Our Six. So like,
they just said, fuck you, Rob.
Pretty much. That's the way I looked at it, at least.
Well, I guess I won't buy any of their coffee then.
Yeah, that's why I want you to get their CBD coffee, so I can only buy coffee from you.
Trust me, I want to bad. It's just a process that I need to figure out. I really want to do it.
I'll just keep reminding you. I'll remember.
Oh, you don't need to. Trust me, it's always up here. Well, nothing's always up here, but it's on my board.
It's on your whiteboard. You're good.
Yeah. Nah, but it's cool, and I really like your stuff. Anyone who's listening, please go out and actually support Spencer's company. It's really good coffee, and I would say 90% of our fucking listeners drink coffee. And if you want to support a veteran who served his country, if you don't count as a person.
I know. Well, I mean, we should get it. Since Potty Mouth has a discount code, we need a Fight Like Hell discount code.
Yeah, let's go,
dude. That's so we keep talking about Spencer Kirksey, but we actually started this new thing for Potty Mouth where it's like a instead of just having a discount code, We can talk about this offline, but yeah,
Yeah.
we can get you guys one.
Yeah, no, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna ask you on the air, maybe, dude. Would you like to be one of the sponsors? Like, work out something where we can make you guys one of our sponsors of the podcast.
No, fuck you guys.
Okay, and now.
All right, and delete
And we're
man.
done.
No,
This
dude,
is
that's
never
love it,
going
yeah.
live.
we would love to do something like that where we could actually like shout you guys out every episode and figure
It was
out.
like that awkward
like-
silence there for a second. You guys probably couldn't tell I was kidding. They were like, wait.
Obviously.
I was like, oh no, I was just like, he's saying nothing. I'm like, did he freeze up? I thought he froze for a second. I was like, he's not
I
saying
mean, I am
shit,
kind of
he's
slow.
frozen.
So, no, yeah, man, absolutely. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I'll just,
Well, I'm just gonna
Okay.
cancel
yeah,
this whole
obviously
episode right now.
we can talk about details about that offline too. But
Yeah.
For sure. No, we'd love that because, like I said a couple weeks ago, I was pretty fucking shit faced on that show. But I think one of the things I was trying to articulate is that I would love for your company to explode because, yeah, we both kind of have smaller followings, but you actually have a tangible product and something that's good. Like I enjoy drinking your coffee. I'm almost out of my Nomad stuff and I'm going to be ordering more. And I was stoked to see that you still have the whiskey stuff because I want to get more of that. So,
oh hell yeah, man. Well, yeah, that was supposed to be like a limited release kind of like holiday type thing, but I mean, people love it so much. Like, I don't think I'm going to stop selling it. Like, it's literally everyone's favorite blend. Like,
it's the best blend.
Just stop selling it to Rob.
It's like literally carrying the rest of my company, that one roast.
Right. Right. Yeah. I feel you there. I know what you mean. So, but yeah, just stop selling it to Rob and you'll be good. Like, just be like that Rob guy can't get no more.
Or it'll end up at the Grand Canyon and get sent back to your house or back to your
oh, that
shipper.
happened, didn't it?
Yeah, the first time because like I gave you my house address and it ended up getting sent here, and instead of it going to the PO box like it should have, it just got sent back to you, and you're like, yeah, dude, I got your coffee here.
That's happened. That's happened a few times to a couple different people. That's always a hassle when that happens. I'm just like, crap. Now it's like half the time I'm like, I don't even like. I'm gonna have to just cut this box over and put a new bag of coffee in there because this one's. I mean, it's like a week or two old, and I'm just like, I gotta put a fresh bag in there.
Right. Well, I mean, returns in general are just a pain in the ass. Or when something gets sent back,
or like the wrong size. Like we run into like issues with our clothing. Something doesn't fit right. Like one of our hoodies might fit a different style or a different way, and
it's a pain in the ass. I mean, he doesn't know what that is because he goes through a third party. But anyway.
Yeah, I haven't had anybody complain about the sizes on this stuff. I don't even know how I would go about doing that because I don't ship out apparel, so I don't even. I have no idea what I would even do about that.
Whoever you're using, stick with, because there are a couple companies that we know that do drop shipping from different companies. And I would say that the quality of your stuff is actually really good. Like your shirt,
oh yeah, for sure,
it's fucking perfect. Like the material is high quality. It's like a fitted shirt, and like I'm stoked to get the fucking hoodie whenever it shows up because
I can't believe you haven't gotten that yet. I don't know why that's taking so long.
I'm wondering if something got fucked up in the mail. We can talk about that offline too, if we remember.
Hey, we got a lot to talk about when we're done.
We got lots to talk about. We're gonna hang out all night long.
You don't need to work tomorrow, Spencer. Fuck it.
Yeah, screw it. Whatever. I'm never going to work again. Fuck it.
one day
Come
you'll
up to
be
Snowball. Let's go snowboarding tomorrow,
dude. Yes. Like, oh man. Someday when I'm self-employed full time, like I'll be going up like 2 or 3 times a week.
Right.
Okay. Well,
that's the dream.
I plan on having a season pass every year. Like I like it down there. It's a quick drive. So
yeah, Snowball's the shit. I like Snowball. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. All right. I guess
I think that's it, man.
I think that's it on like the coffee stuff. Did I freeze up? Did you guys freeze up?
No, we're here. I'm here.
Oh.
We're good.
Okay.
Hello?
It all froze on.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay. All right. I guess we can get going into like ATI and wrap this motherfucker up then.
Yeah.
ATI.
You ready for this? Are you ready for this, Spencer?
I don't know what
Answer
ATI
the
is.
internet.
It's the same thing.
Answer
Same
the
thing you did on Spencer's, the other Spencer's. It's the questions at the end of the podcast.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Dude, some of those
he took the
questions-
idea from us. He took
Oh,
the
did he
idea from
really?
us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Dude, those are brutal, man.
Yeah.
These ones are actually pretty good. Like
Yeah.
they're
All right,
not
send it.
like we actually tried to find like we've already asked so many grotesque ones. We try to like sprinkle in variety. So we'll just get into these and you'll see what I'm
Hey,
saying.
you can get as
All right.
brutal as you want. I don't care.
Austin, go find a brutal one. Well, I tee up this first one. All right.
Okay.
Would you rather give up alcohol or caffeine?
What you got, Spencer?
Ugh.
Like a true infantryman.
I can feel the gears turning. Honestly, like I'm on here to promote my coffee business. It'd be pretty stupid of me to say caffeine, but honestly, I'd probably rather give up caffeine than alcohol. Like for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. I probably caffeine. Yeah, I'd rather give up caffeine.
Yeah. See,
Wow.
I'm the complete opposite because I don't drink really, as it is. So I definitely give up alcohol without. I couldn't function without like caffeine. I'm
thinking about like the rest of my life and social events and how much it would suck to not be able to drink. But then it's like every single morning though, I wouldn't be able to have coffee. Well, I could have decaf coffee, I guess.
It's not the same.
I don't know.
Fuck decaf.
You know what? That's a dumb question. I want the next one.
What about you, Rob?
I was hoping that we could skip it because it's actually very hard. I would give up. I would give up caffeine. Yeah, I would give up caffeine.
Rob, I have seen you without caffeine. You were not the same person.
I also like drinking and as a social lubricant. Like I'm literally fucking drinking tonight. Dude, I found these new seltzers. They're called Presses. They're fucking really good. This one's like pomegranate gin press. I found them
never heard of it.
I'm turning the wrong way.
No, you're good. I can see it.
Press.
So I found them in Utah. It's pomegranate ginger, and it actually tastes fucking good. It doesn't taste like super like seltzery. What about you, Austin?
Oh, I said I'm giving up alcohol.
Okay, yeah, you don't count because you don't.
I don't drink
alcohol.
So.
All right, go ahead, Austin. Hit him with the next one.
Next one is: would you rather always have the hiccups or always have a headache?
Oh God. Well, if you always have the hiccups, you're pretty much always gonna have a headache anyway.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I guess. I mean, are they painful hiccups?
Just regular hiccups.
I guess I'd rather always have the hiccups. I'm a pussy when it comes to like not feeling good.
I think that's most men.
Like if I have like a minor headache, I'm like, oh my God, I have the flu. I need to go to the hospital. I'm staying home from work. Like,
yeah, I think that's just most men, and then our wives complain about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the hiccups too, because especially having a headache, like you wouldn't be able to get anything done if you have a headache. Because you can't
just be
focus
miserable all the time.
Yeah, you can't focus on anything when you have a headache.
After a week of hiccups, you probably forget you're even doing it.
Right. Yeah, no, you just learn how to adapt to it. So I'm doing hiccups as well. All right, next one. Would you rather win the lottery or live twice as long?
Win the lottery.
Yeah,
I think it's unanimous. That was too easy. All right,
that was a terrible question you picked, Rob.
Whatever. I asked. Would you rather always smell rotten meat or always smell skunk?
Rotten. Ooh.
I'm gonna go with rotten meat. I hate the smell of skunk.
Yeah, rotten meat. Well,
dude.
I mean, skunks kind of smell like weed, so I mean, I guess I could just convince myself that it's just weed and not a skunk.
It depends, though. I've smelled some. I hate skunks,
dude. I ordered something from like
Oh,
Costco the
was
other
it
day.
Safeway?
Safeway.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. And it was like rancid meat, and it was so bad. Like I opened it and I'm just like, this is brand new meat. Like, can I cook this? And I think I called Austin, and I was like, can I cook this? Like, dude, he's like, no, it smells rancid. Like, you gotta get rid of it. I'm like, it smells terrible, man. But like, it was a full roast. It was like a full like grass fed.
You should have just brought it back. They
And
probably would have let you return it.
oh no, so I took a picture of it. I kept my receipt, and I went in and explained the situation. They're like, no, that's absolutely unexcusable, because they picked my grocery for me. It was like curbside pickup,
Yeah.
because I'll like, Allie, hang in there. We're almost done. She's over here whining. Come here. Come on.
It's good. My dog's doing the same thing.
All right.
I'm surprised my daughter
wrap this
hasn't woken
motherfucker
up.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So I would go with skunk over rancid meat is the point of that story. They hooked me up though with actually 2 new roasts, because they felt really bad about the situation, because they actually picked the fucking rotten roast for me.
Damn right.
Shout out
Okay.
Safeway.
Yeah.
Shout out Safeway.
So I found a super fucked up one. This
One's so bad.
This is our favorite.
This is our closer.
Yeah, this is our favorite, most fucked up question to ask people.
Oh God.
Are you ready for this, Spencer?
Always.
Okay. Your mom and your girlfriend switch bodies, and you have to fuck one of them to get them back to normal. Which one are you fucking?
Oh God.
Correction, your mom and your wife have switched bodies.
Well, whatever, same thing.
I think I'd probably just blow my brains out.
I don't
Gotta
even
make light
remember
of the
how
situation.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man.
That's a really. I mean, I think I'd still have to do my wife's body. Like,
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to. I mean,
I
It
think
is what
that's
it
the only
is.
way you can get through it. Like,
my mom would understand.
just going back in where I came out of. It's an origin story.
Yeah, just don't make a noise.
Just don't look at me. Just don't do
look at me.
nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, that one made my skin crawl a little bit.
Oh yeah, it's super fucked up.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's definitely fucked up, but it's just funny to see people's reaction.
I
Made
don't
my head
have a
hurt a little bit.
girlfriend. I don't have a girlfriend, so I don't have to
That's
worry
nothing
about
new,
that,
though.
So I opt out. No, I usually change out girlfriends before I have to.
This is just too many to count. I'd say I don't have
I just can't keep up.
many.
He has like 10 at one
alright.
time usually.
All right.
Well, I can't imagine there's many to pick from up at the freaking Grand Canyon.
No, dude. So let me tell you something funny that I kind of fucked myself over on the other night. So on Christmas Eve, I was drunk as fuck, and I use like Tinder Premium out here, and I decided to put myself in all the cities I plan on visiting within the next couple months. So I put myself down in Phoenix. I put myself in Prescott. I put myself in Tucson. I put myself in Moab. I put myself in Zion and Flagstaff. And then I had the bright idea that I'd use my boost, which means like the more you swipe, the more likely you get to like get matched with people. So I would just switch cities every like 5 minutes, and I was just constantly swiping right to every single fucking person,
It's a bold move.
And I was like, fuck it, like, maybe I'll get some return on my value. To this day, since Christmas Eve to whatever today is, I think it's like January 4th or something like that. I only know because I looked at my show notes. I am still getting matches from everywhere. And some of these girls...
Looks like you got some driving to do.
Yes. Some of these girls are very attractive. Some of these girls are very unattractive. Some of them are very unattractive. But...
Go for low-hanging fruit.
Dude, like...
That's not how Rob works.
I can't, like... I can't keep up with all the messages right now, so I just ignore them all. And then what I
Well, that's
do?
no way to win the game.
No.
Right.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Oh God, fuck. What if a couple of them are listening to this podcast? Okay, so like some of them, I just it's so fucked up. So I was like, some of them that weren't like my type. Oh, I can't believe I'm gonna say this.
Are you telling your
I-
Instagram hack that you're doing?
Yeah, my Instagram hack. So I was like, hey, like I don't really use this app that much. You know, you should go like send me a DM or follow me on my personal page or whatever. So I've been giving them my Instagram. So
You're
I've
just
been
trying
like
to get followers.
Yeah, that's always trying to do.
That's like the definition of a thirst trap, isn't it?
I mean, have you looked at Rob?
Literally doing thirst traps with my Tinder right now.
It's like Rob
It's
is
like
a thirst trap, so
I don't care right now. Like until I meet.
I think you're the only guy using Tinder to get Instagram followers and not get laid.
Not to get laid either. Like my buddy's like, my buddy was telling me the other day. He called me right before the podcast, and he's like, "How you been doing on Tinder?" I'm like, "I'm doing pretty good." He's like, "When's the last time you hooked up?" And I'm like, "A long time ago." He's like, "Why?" He's like, "You have these
I got like
matches."
100 new Instagram followers though.
I'm like, but my Instagram followers are going up. He's like, "Why do you care about that?" I'm like, I have really cool drone footage
he's
that everyone
egotistical.
has to see. I
That
care
should be your
more about
pickup
that
line.
than hooking up. Like,
hey girl, go
like,
check out my drone footage.
yeah, they're like, can we hang out? I'm like, no, you can check
No,
out
I'm
my
busy
drone
flying my
footage,
drone.
Too busy.
Go hit that like button though.
Go hit that like button though. Share that with your friends though. Yeah,
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So how long have you been married, Spencer?
Be 7.5 years, 8 years this summer.
Okay. So
yeah, we got married pretty young.
Same as me, so it's okay.
Huh?
I said same as me. This is my second marriage, so it's okay.
Did you get divorced when you were in the military?
I did.
I was gonna say it
I joined.
Seems pretty standard.
That was the main reason. That was the main reason that we got married.
Yeah, well, we did. Well, yeah, we knew we were gonna get married, and so we were just like, "Fuck it, let's just do it now." Because I still had like a year left in my contract. We're like, might as well just make that extra money before I get out.
Right.
Fuck it.
Yeah,
But,
mine
hey, we're still
lasted
here.
9 months. It didn't last that
That's
long.
awesome. Such a military thing.
Right.
I mean, honestly, if I stayed in, part of the reason I got out was because I got married. If I stayed in, I mean, who knows? We probably would have got divorced too. God only knows. I mean, you
Right.
can't fucking. I mean, you can't. I don't understand how
hard.
these people have a family. Never mind being married, but having a family.
Yeah. Well,
Ugh.
especially for like actual like operators that like have to like be gone like in a
Right.
moment's notice, like multiple like you know like these like the SEAL guys and like you know other
Yeah, dude.
operators that they're gone, like they'll come home and then they'll be home for like 2 days and they get called out for like 3 months and then they come
Yeah,
home for like
stuff's
a
just-
week and they're gone for 6 months and it's like
Well,
how
that's why the divorce rate is so high.
Oh,
You know,
100%.
it's just not doable. You know.
And then you have these Jodies that come in and you know just fuck everything
do their
up.
thing.
Fuck everything up.
Yep. Hey, you'll have that on these big jobs.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Rob left us to go let Allie out. So, but yeah, man. Is there anything else that you wanted to bullshit about and talk about while Rob goes and let Allie out?
There he is.
Oh,
I'm
there's
asking,
that.
I mean,
There's that asshole.
Yeah. All right. I had to let Allie out, and we got to wrap this motherfucker up.
We still have
What, you
like
guys
2
don't like
hours of
talking to
talking
me?
in the green room.
I mean,
What are you talking about?
We got
we got a lot to talk about.
discuss.
I'm gonna have to put on my whiteboard as soon as we get done here what we need to talk
We'll
about, or else I will completely forget.
We'll literally don't hang up when this is over because we got to do a photo for the podcast, and then
Oh, okay.
we'll definitely
Yeah, you gotta
talk
take off your
about.
shirt.
Yep. All right.
I haven't been working
Unless-
out. There's not much to see.
Unless anyone else has something to plug, I'm gonna wrap us up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you everyone for joining us in the year 2022. It's crazy. We've actually made it through 45 episodes. It's awesome to have someone on like Spencer. We only know each other through social media, but I consider you like a pretty kick-ass friend and someone who lives close by. So we're definitely going to have to get together, do some shredding. And this episode was brought to you by Invicta Coffee. We will have a promo code for you eventually, or something will go up on both Save Our Six and Vigilant and Humble, or it'll be something for Fight Like
It
Hell.
might even be in the description. You never know.
Yeah. We'll get it added. But we appreciate everything. Allie's barking at coyotes right now, so I need to wrap this thing up. All right.
Okay.
Peace.
Thank you, guys.